Republicans jockey for position who will be the Uncola. That doesn't mean that the president can sit back and watch the Republicans fight. For more on what President Obama's strategy is, Stuart Rothenberg, editor of the Rothenberg Report, joins us now. The president just sat down, I think today, with the Associated Press in Chicago, and here were some of his comments on 2012.
The package of things we've been able to do is going to help us win the future, and that I am the person who is best prepared for us to finish the job so that we are on track to succeed in the 21st century. I think I can make that case, and I think that in the debates that take place over the next 18 months, the American people will feel that I deserve a second term.
Well, he's kicked it off. He had a very big fundraising night last night in Chicago, obviously feeling very comfortable with that audience, both on mic and what he didn't realize was on camera and what he didn't realize was also on mic. But what are the pitfalls for him?
Well, certainly, Andrea, the economy, jobs, foreign policy, I mean, there are lots of problems out there. I think the president is counting on the news to get better. Obviously, the unemployment rate is down, and there is some hope for economic rebound. But there are a lot of questions out there in terms of his leadership and the performance of the administration.
Obviously, the White House feels very good right now. They seem to be relishing this fight. It's sort of like a tar baby situation where they're loving the fact that the Republicans are now voting on Medicare cuts.
Right.
And it's more than cuts. It's a complete restructuring of Medicare.
For the last year, the political debate has been about the president and about the president's performance. And now Democrats can breathe a sigh of relief and say, now we have something to shoot at. It's about Republicans. Remember those people last year who said the Republicans needed to present an alternative, their agenda, and the Republicans generally didn't before the election? That was because they were smart. They understood they needed the election to be the midterm to be about the president. But now they're climbing out on the limb, whether it's Medicare, Medicaid, overall spending. And I think the Democrats are much more comfortable with the comparison between the Democrats' performance and the Republican proposals.
Is there a scenario, though, where the Republicans will get credit with independent voters, where elections are won and lost, for doing something? And that this Medicare, the Medicare tar baby, if you will, won't really be such a negative?
I think it's possible, and I think we don't know because there are going to be so many events between now and November of 2012. So we don't know how the president's going to react, the Republicans are going to react, or what the economic news is going to be. But sure, if we have an economic double dip, if we have increasing unemployment, I think the focus will be on the president's performance and back on Barack Obama. And then the Republicans will say, see, we need a dramatic change. And yes, the Democrats are counting that the Republican proposal is too dramatic, too radical, too extreme, as they say. But voters are dissatisfied with the president's performance come November of 2012. They may be willing to take a chance on the Republican message of change.
Now, I was talking, obviously, to Mark McKinnon about the Republican field for the top of the ticket. Yeah. Here's somebody that we interviewed yesterday, whom I'm told Democrats are very worried about in a number 2 slot. Let's watch. Some leading House members, Democrats, are saying that you would be the biggest threat to President Obama if you were on a Republican ticket as a vice president.
I'm flattered that people think about me in that way. I think they mean it as a compliment, but this is a big enough job. I mean, I've been here 4 months. I'm focused on my job in the United States Senate, and if I start thinking about anything else, it's going to take our focus off this important job I have.
He's young, he's attractive, he's from Florida, he's Hispanic, he's smart. Marco Rubio.
He checks a lot of the boxes, doesn't he? But in a sense, he is the Republicans' Barack Obama of a couple of years ago. He's unproven. He's relatively new.
But for the vice president, hasn't Sarah Palin, the choice of Sarah Palin has really lowered the threshold for the experience factor in any
I think Marco Rubio could very well energize the Republican Party, or a segment of the Republican Party that isn't energized by Mitt Romney, Tim Pawlenty, Haley Barbour, even Mitch Daniels. So I expect him to be on, Marco Rubio to be on all the VP lists.
Thank you very much, Stuart Rothenberg. Great
Thanks.
to see you. And moments from now, the House is going to be voting on Paul Ryan's